as a factual matter, there's not much question that the Obama administration spied on the Donald Trump for President campaign. A government informant on the government payroll approached at least 3 members of the Trump campaign, secretly gathered information from them, and secretly passed it back to government handlers in the Obama administration. Now, you can claim all of that was justified. You can't claim it wasn't spying, because it was spying. Yet Democrats are continuing to insult your intelligence by pretending that it wasn't somehow. Here was Congressman Eric Swalwell on this program just last night. Tell me why spying on the Trump campaign was not spying. Just speak slowly so I can understand.
It was not spying what they were doing.
So what was it?
They were conducting a criminal investigation.
But it's not just Democrats who are lying about this. Obedient servants of the national security state from both parties are participating in this cover-up. The media, mindless and lemming-like as always, is of course dutifully backing them up. Here's a brief selection.
I am even more convinced that the FBI did exactly what my fellow citizens would want them to do when they got the information they got, and that it has nothing to do with Donald Trump.
There's no evidence that there was a spy put into the Trump campaign.
All the other people who've seen the intelligence in your own party are saying there's just no there. I'm wondering what it will take for you, Congressman Zeldin, to say he's full of it.
So let's try this again. In the service of clear language, Richard Painter is a professor at the University of Minnesota. He worked as an ethics lawyer in the Bush administration. He's now seeking the Democratic nomination for Senate in the state of Minnesota. Richard Painter joins us tonight. Richard, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you.
So we know that an FBI and CIA informant on the government payroll, making quite a bit of money from the government, made contact with at least 3 members of the Trump campaign during the campaign, gathered information from them surreptitiously, and passed it back to the Obama administration. Now, you can argue that was justified, and I'm open-minded, but that's spying. Tell me why it's not spying.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives has already talked about this, Paul Ryan, Representative Gowdy, Richard Burr over in the United States Senate Intelligence Committee. And there is a consensus among Republicans and Democrats because they have seen the relevant information, including a lot of them have seen the classified information, which I have not seen, and neither has Fox News seen the classified information. And I don't know if this is the news channel or the fiction channel, but we need to focus on the facts here.
Okay,
and the people who've seen the facts,
down,
including the Republican leaders.
Wait, hold on. Slow down. If you would, please stop with the invective and explain to me, again slowly, why, given the fact set that I just presented to you, and I think we can agree that that's true, that that's not spying.
No, I don't think we can.
Under what circumstances would that not be spying?
Well, the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives has looked at the facts, and Richard Burr over in the Senate in the Intelligence Committee has looked at the facts, including the classified information, which I have not seen, and Fox News has not seen.
So what do you think? Hold on. Okay, you've already said that. You've already said that. Hold on. I understand that you're repeating yourself, and you've just confirmed that whatever Republican leaders say you believe. So it's a little odd you're running as a Democrat. Another conversation. But suggest to me what they might know. Hold on. Suggest to me what they might know. Just speculate, if you would. Just go crazy as a former law professor. What they might have seen that would lead them to believe the facts that I just laid out, that are not contested, do not amount to spying. Not whether justified or not, but why is that not spying?
Any Republican who saw a shred of evidence that the Obama administration was spying on the Trump campaign would clearly have said it was spying, and yet the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives. That's really your explanation, that some politician says it's not spying, therefore it's... No, I'm asking you, hold on, I'm asking you as an office, someone running for office, use your brain. Tell me why, given what I just said, I'm going to ask you for the 3rd time, it's really simple. I'm not asking whether it was justified or not, it may have been. But why is that not spying? Secretly gathering information on somebody and passing it back to your handlers in the administration is spying, but you won't concede it is because Trey Gowdy says it's not, but you're a Democrat? I'm totally confused by this conversation. It doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican. The FBI
then why do you keep citing Republicans?
A job to do. It has nothing to do with it. The FBI has a job to do. If the Russians are trying to destabilize our country, as they have tried to destabilize Western democracies for 100 years, our FBI has an obligation to find out who is interfacing with the Russians and to get the FISA warrants from a judge and make sure and follow those people. We are not going to allow the Russians to engage in this kind of activity in the United States.
I get it. Was there a FISA warrant in this specific case? Because the first contact between the FBI and CIA informant and a member of the Trump campaign took place in July of 2016. That was 3 weeks before the counterintelligence investigation started. So are you saying, do you have information that there was a FISA warrant for that?
No, I'm not saying that. There is no evidence that the FBI acted inappropriately. The members of the United States Senate and House who have looked at the classified information, which I have not seen and you have not seen, have concluded that the FBI acted appropriately. Well, you can continue to make up stories about Spygate as a way to deflect from the Mueller investigation.
Wait, slow down, and stop with the insults. I'm not making up stories. I'm stating known facts, which you are not contradicting. Nobody is contradicting. We know this to be true, unless we're wrong, in which case tell me how I'm wrong, but you haven't. And I'm asking you, given that happened, why are we sure that that was justified? If it took place before the counterintelligence investigation opened, you suggested it was a FISA warrant that made that legal. Do you have knowledge of that, or are you just making that up?
No. I am saying that members of the House and Senate who have looked at the classified information, which I have not seen, Democrats and Republicans have concluded that the FBI acted appropriately in countering a foreign intelligence operation inside the United States aimed at destabilizing our country.
And I'm saying I would like to know more, and you're attacking me for wanting to know more. Would you like to know, for example, who authorized this? On what legal basis did this take place? Are these interesting questions to you, or do you think it's unpatriotic to ask them? Because that's a suggestion.
No, I want to ask questions. I want to know why the FBI didn't uncover what the Trump campaign was doing in 2016, including the Trump Tower meeting, and blow the cover on that. So we would have known about that before the election. We should have known about that. And the FBI did not disclose what they knew about the Russians and the Trump campaign colluding. We should have been told, and that's just wrong. And the FBI director
I don't even understand what you're saying. I haven't understood a single exchange in this entire conversation. Okay. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Good luck with your Senate race. I hope voters can understand what you're saying, because I can't. Nice to see you.
Well, welcome to the Patriot Hour. This is Michael. You kind of heard it there with Tucker. And typically he's good, on point, a little off on that. He doesn't have all the information. That's correct. So this guy's screaming, you don't have the classified information. I don't have it. Or, this person don't have it. The Democrats, Republicans, lots of people that are talking in the media do not have that. So real quick, thanks for coming to the Patriot Hour. It's 6/8/2018. This is a little Patriot Hour update. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Maybe ring the bell so you get all the updates. Maybe after the video, like, comment, share, drop us an email, check the description box, and go from there. Drop comments. We love the comments. It's been a big part. It helps everyone looking at all the angles. So again, on that video, this guy here, he's making claims. Tucker is typically right, and in this case, he just doesn't know what I'm thinking at this point. What all the stuff has led to is gonna be that they were in the campaign either two ways. They were there to try to help push Trump. We know that's wrong. We got these people screaming. I think Trey Gowdy, you got to trust him, right? He got us out. He was blackmailed. Trump set him free. He's not going to be rerunning. Why? He's real good at it. Is his time up? Is he just done? He wants to move on? Well, he can't. He needs to leave. These people are, some of them that were just blackmailed. They're not all going to be going down. Not all the politicians. Ones that were blackmailed and did some little bit of dirt. when they were given their out, they took the deals, maybe. But he's saying trust the FBI, the rank and file. They did what they were told to do. The guys that, he said America's probably going to be proud, and it wasn't about Trump. So Trey Gowdy's own words right there. They say it all. Let's see if I can't back that up just to... All right here.
I am even more convinced that the FBI did exactly what my fellow citizens would want them to do when they got the information they got, and that it has nothing to do with Donald Trump.
There's no evidence that.
And it had nothing to do with Donald Trump. All right. So I think he finally got to see things that finally filled in some things for him. I'm thinking, okay, so Donald Trump's history's worked with the FBI in the past. We know in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, mid 80s, when he finally built the casino down Atlantic City, that he worked with the FBI to take down a mob ring. He had the plan. So I think all the safeguards were taken. If they were there, the reason Donald Trump would act funny, tweet about it, or and act real upset, what would be because he has to. It's a current investigation. You got to act shocked. You got to act like you're just finding out. And the way of the past, where people were, leaking things about investigations, they're not doing that anymore. So the reason half these people are out and just all over the place, because they're used to getting leaks and they're not paying attention and to the story. They're just looking for, a leak to be able to tell them. So now they're on a point of just kind of rambling, making up, not understanding. Got to follow this fully. So basically, I would agree, people, if they were just doing that because Russia involvement, we know Hillary's campaign had all these other bad things going on, and they could have had a spy shoved into that, or an informant, whatever they want to call it. Maybe we'll find out they did. Probably not. But that doesn't really make it equal anyway. I wouldn't want that. If one got into Trump's, they might have told him, and it wasn't about him. They were looking at these other people that were put there, right? These people that we know were put there, placed. Paul Manafort, Carter Page, George Papadopoulos, or whatever. The FBI might have came in to try to talk to them a little more, and then find out where that led back to. So that's the whole twist, folks. All right. As far as the way certain people are acting, and that's kind of what Gowdy was saying. So now that you kind of hear it that way, let's see if we hear it again.
Is, of course, dutifully backing them up. Here's a brief selection.
I am even more convinced that the FBI did exactly what my fellow citizens would want them to do when they got the information they got, and that it has nothing to do with Donald Trump.
There's no evidence that there was a spy put into the Trump campaign.
All the other people who've seen the intelligence in your own party are saying there's just no there. I'm wondering what it will take for you, Congressman Zeldin, to say he's full of it.
So let's try this again. In the service of clear language,
so
Richard Painter's professor.
These are just people missing some of the info, and it's devised that way, all right? So, again, some of these people are going to act. They're there the whole time. They've been acting for Trump, and they really are against him. And there are some that have been acting against Trump publicly, but they're for him. So it's a crazy little scenario, but this is what's been happening. That's why there's over 35,000, almost 200, over 100 sealed indictments. The average around the country for all these years, if you look even like last year, a year before, 1,100. 1,100 in all the states collectively throughout the year. We're moving at about 5,000 a month. This isn't made up. You can look it up for yourself, folks. Just Google 35,000 sealed federal indictments. Start reading, start clicking, start looking at the charts. And what do you think? This isn't a game. This isn't a joke. This has been a military op to the fullest, and it just went over. Some of you just missed a huge part of history. You're going to still benefit from it, and that's the most positive thing. But as far as knowing and kind of seeing it unfold the whole time, it's been a pleasure of mine with all of you to kind of follow this along and see it unfold live time, and be so in tune at this point that I can watch Fox, CNN. I could tell if I'm getting good info. And some of the channels, it's never. It's just they're breaking down the Stormy Daniels case like it's JFK and Watergate. They're pissed about these lawyers destroying stuff with hammers and all that. And it's like, well, that was what happened with Hillary as Secretary of State. Nobody really cared. So why would we care about Stormy Daniels and 15 years ago and what these lawyers were doing even just a few months ago or a year ago? I don't care. So if all the other justice had been served properly to everyone else, maybe we could be in a position to look at the Stormy Daniels thing, if that was the only thing going on and that's what we had to work on or look at. But man, there's so much on the left, I don't want to hear it. All right, so I'm Mike. This is the Patriot Hour. Thanks for listening in. If you're new, again, thanks for stopping by. Ring the bell, subscribe, ring the bell. Check out the description box. I typically leave the links or for any of the videos or websites that we get into. So check that out. And you guys have a great evening. Godspeed, God bless, and have a great evening into your night. And we'll be back here with another update video real soon. So stay tuned.